Hello everybody and welcome again to the Home Business Helper training station. We are on our fourth video in our training platform, and this is really crucial for you to understand. And what I'm going to share with you now is a practice that if you don't implement, you're going to starve and you're going to fail miserably. There's a real problem in the industry with insecurity. And what I mean by insecurity is often an entrepreneur that's new in the industry does not believe in what they have enough to keep following up with their people. They figure they should show it to them one time. If they see it one time, that should be the magic thing. They should sign up and just get started and be completely loyal. What happens? They present, the person's timing is off, there's something they have no idea about that's off with that prospect, and they don't know it. But because that prospect didn't sign up on the spot, get all excited and get going, they crossed them off their list and they continued on, and they just can't seem to figure out why they're not building a team. Sometimes you've got an autoresponder working for you online that sends emails off your capture pages to people that clicked on your stuff while you're sleeping at night. And if you don't follow up with those people to show them that they're important, how can you bring them on your team? A lot of times that person opts into your capture page just to see if you'll pay attention to them. And when you show them what nobody else does, that they matter, guess what? You've got yourself a real prospect. Follow up is where the fortune's at. It's been taught for over 20 years that I've been in the industry, and what you need to understand if you're trying to create a serious career in this industry is if you are not following up on a consistent basis, you're going to starve to death. I want to teach you a formula. I want to embed it in your subconscious mind. Now, I got a C in English class in high school, so my grammar skills and my spelling abilities are not the best in the world, so I may have a word or two misspelled on the board behind me. If I do, who cares? I want you to get the concept down. I'm not an English teacher, I'm an entrepreneur. You're going to see grammar errors in my stuff. That's just the bottom line. I didn't go to school for 4 years to learn how to write properly. I learned how to be an entrepreneur and feed my family. And if that's what your mission is, you'll be happy with all the information I have for you. So let's take a look. The formula that you really want to pay attention to is persistency plus consistency always equals efficiency. Are you persistent and consistent? And chances are you're not. If you're not making big money, this is why you're not making big money. You need to be able to follow up with people on a regular basis. So, what can we understand about people as a basic fundamental that will help us as an entrepreneur? Especially in today's economy. I can't tell you how many times I've been recruiting in home business industry and have somebody tell me, oh, I got a good job, everything's cool, you know, I just wouldn't be interested in one of those things, or I ain't into that. I hear that a lot. But you know what happens? Every 90 days, all people have a daily cycle. All people have a cycle. And every 90 days, there's something in their life personally that has changed in a major way. Now, if you understand that as an entrepreneur, maybe the opportunity that you shared yesterday was no good. To them, it didn't pique their interest. The timing was off. But 90 days from now, guess what? What you're going to show them could be the same set of information. And maybe something's just a little different in their life, and wham, they get started. I'm going to use a real-life example. And I think I got the year proper. If I remember right, it was back in 2010. One of the companies I work with, I'm not bashful, I'm not afraid to share what it is, the company known as XFuse. I understand health and wellness is a consumable product market that's the most lucrative market on the planet. So I choose that as one of my endeavors to create security with. One of the people that I work with in our company XFuse, his name is Skip Wiley. Now Skip Wiley owned a $1 billion mortgage company out of Florida. And when the mortgage market took a hike in 2008, he started looking, and I believe it was around 2009, 2010, after really doing his due diligence, he decided to join our company. Now, why did Skip Wiley, multi-million dollar, I mean a billionaire, he created a billion-dollar company in less than 10 years. Why on earth would this guy want to look at network marketing? You know, he understood that network marketing was a solid career if you had the right opportunity that you were taking advantage of. But how did he get to XFuse? Well, this gal that worked for him as one of his, I believe she was either a mortgage broker or a real estate agent, she kept hammering him and hammering him and hammering him. Every time he talked, look, I'm not into those things right now. I just don't want to take a look at that right now. I really appreciate wanting to show it. Now's not the time. Now's not the time. She went through that 3-4 times a week for almost a year. And finally, Skip says, hey, fine, I'll take a look. And guess what? Skip Wiley got signed in to XFuse. He's a gold direct producer making over $5,000 a month, and she gets a residual income off him. Why? Because she was consistent. She kept following up with him. Folks, this is a real life example of what happened. Take a look at Dr. Earl Mendel, the writer of the Vitamin Bible. Now, this guy is one of the most popular doctors in the health and wellness industry. What on earth could possibly be done that would pull this guy over 70 years old out of retirement, and he'd be so excited about a health and wellness product that he would join the company to promote the products? Well, again, same company, XFuse, who builds their nutritional products properly, proved that the products were formulated right. But did Dr. Earl Mendel come in right away? No. The person that contacted him, said something to him. Well, that sounds nice. That's interesting. But, I worked with this other company that had a single superfood where you got multiple superfoods and produced millions of dollars with them. It was pretty successful. Every excuse Dr. Earl Mendel gave that guy, he didn't let the excuse bother. Okay, today's a bad time. We'll try again later. Finally, the guy made sense. Something changed in Dr. Earl Mendel's life. I don't know what it was. It's none of my business. But what happened? That guy kept in contact with Dr. Earl Mendel. What happened? In May of 2014, Dr. Earl Mendel ended up flying in to XFuse, meeting the owners, looking at the products, seeing how everything worked, and we took the most popular doctor in the entire health and wellness industry and brought him aboard our organization. Now, if the guy would have just gave up the first time, Dr. Earl Mendel says, hey, I've already earned millions of dollars. I'm 70 years old. I'm one of the most sought after doctors in the health and wellness industry. I wrote the Vitamin Bible out of the 80s. Dr. Earl Mendel didn't do that. He understood. Now, the guy that brought Earl Mendel into the company, he understood that every 90 days a person's cycle changes. So he kept following up, and he got him. The question to ask yourself as an entrepreneur, do you believe in what you have? Is what you have going to be around long enough to where you can keep running with it for 90 days? Hopefully, you've got the right solutions. If not, we got the solutions for you here at the Home Business Helper. But what I'm trying to paint a picture for you to understand is how crucial it is to follow up. All of the business opportunities out there teach you 3 things. They teach you to connect, they teach you to present, and then they teach you to close. I'm going to show you 4 things here. You're going to connect and form. You got to form a relationship. What does form? It's an old acronym, probably over 40 years old in this industry. Family, occupation, recreation, message, okay? You talk to them about their family on the first connection. You talk to them about their occupation. You talk to them about what they do for recreation. You're taking notes, writing it down. When you work with 50 people a day, connecting with them, if you're not taking notes, you're not going to remember one person from the next. You're going to put yourself in a really bad position. So you're talking to them about their family, their occupation, their recreation, and now out of that conversation about the family, the occupation, the recreation, there's going to be a problem that they bring up, that they're facing. What you're going to do is deliver the message, which is the solution that your business opportunity has for their life. Now, when you're sharing a solution with somebody, you know, I'm glad that you said that, Joe. I'm really impressed that you would let me know that information. I've got some good news for you. If I could show you a solution to that very problem that you just mentioned, and I actually have time in my schedule to do that, either Tuesday or Thursday night at 8 o'clock, which time for you is the best in your schedule to hear that solution? Do you see what I mean? I've heard his problem. I've presented his solution with my message. I talked to Joe about his family, his occupation, his recreation, and now in that conversation he's brought up a problem. And now I'm showing him a solution and which time is the best time to get that solution. Now what happens when I call Joe up at Tuesday at 8 o'clock, when I gave him Tuesday or Thursday and he chose Tuesday and Joe's not there? Okay, cross him off the list. I won't worry about Joe. He didn't take my opportunity serious and move on. That's what 90% of the home business entrepreneurs do that are rookies in this industry. And they just lost Joe. Guess what? Maybe you don't realize that Joe had all the intentions in the world of being there at that appointment. But maybe on the way home from work, there was a family crisis and he just couldn't get to that appointment. But you don't know this because you didn't follow up with him. You just assumed that the information he looked at he wasn't satisfied with, and he didn't want to hurt your feelings, so your own insecurity caused you not to call Joe and follow up with him. It cost you a lot of money. You need to understand the importance of follow up, follow up, follow up. Now, the real entrepreneur connects with Joe. Joe says, hey man, I really am sorry. I didn't mean to put you off. I had some circumstances that come up. I really like what you're showing me, but you know, I got some things going on. I'm kind of busy right now. Could we talk about this in a couple of weeks? 90% of the time, this is what you're going to encounter while you're building a home business. You need to be a professional and go, okay, I'm here to service them, not them to service me. I've got a solution to their problem, and when they're ready, they can hear the solution. So great, Joe. You say in a couple weeks. So today being Friday, did you want me to call you the Friday after next? Is that about right? Oh yeah, on the calendar, Joe, I have this date there. Now, what time is going to be better? Early morning or evening for you on that day? Select a time and lock them into it and follow up with them. What's going to happen? Often what happens in this industry is you guys don't meet up. 2 or 3, 4 times, things just don't come together. But you stay persistent. And Joe respects that. He knows one thing about you. You got integrity. You know you got a solution to his problem. And you're not going to stop until he gets to see that solution. And when he sees that you believe in what you have that far, that integrity is going to draw Joe to you and go, wow, Earl's been trying to show me this business opportunity for the last 6 months, and he's always there. Obviously, I need to pay attention to what he's doing. And boom, you get going. Now, I'm going to step into the biggest leader ever followed on the planet again. Remember, I own a missionary outreach. Okay, Jesus Christ, whether you believe in him or not, there's a story in the Bible where he uses a parable where this lady says, hey, Jesus, even the dogs get to eat the crumbs on the floor from their masters. Can you not help me? And Jesus helps her. But when Jesus put that parable in the Bible, he talks about the persistence and the persistence and the persistence. She kept asking. He said no. She kept asking. She kept asking. She kept asking. Boom. He gave it to her. That was a very big clue on how important persistence is when it comes to the truth in life. And when Jesus put that parable in the Bible to show that we need to be consistent, we need to be persistent with what's important to us, we can apply that to our very business building skills and see the same kind of success. Whether you believe in the Bible or not, it's the oldest success manual, over 2,000 years old, that's helped more people than ever. It just works, folks. So think about what I'm saying. Recognize the importance of being able to follow up with your people on a consistent basis. Now, if I work with 5 people a day in 1 week, that's 25 people. Next week, I'm going to work with 25 fresh people, and I got 25 people from last week to follow up with. Actually, in all reality, probably 10 from last week, and another 10 from last week is going to roll over to another week or 2 weeks ahead, depending on what people's schedules are. But when they realize that you believe in what you have, and they realize that you really do have a solution to their problem, you're going to catch their attention, and you're going to bring them aboard. You could have success stories like we've seen at our company XFuse with Dr. Earl Mendel coming on board. What a blessing. What a treat. Guys like Skip Wiley, billion-dollar real estate earners, realizing that health and wellness is where the money's at. Real estate's going downhill. He better do something. People are going to try to get their health every month, no matter what happens in this world. Health is important to people. When you got the solution that they need and they pay for that solution, you got money. It happens every month. It's consumable. It's ongoing income, and it never changes. A billion-dollar earner recognized this and took action with XFuse because one of his real estate agents or mortgage brokers in his billion-dollar company thought enough about him to continue to be persistent to bring him aboard the company. When you understand how to use persistence and be consistent, your pay will always be efficient. Thank you for joining us on this training today. God bless you. Be successful. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Oh, please keep our nation's leaders in your prayers.